71% of our planet is covered by water, yet we have explored less than 5% of the ocean floor.
Deep in those pitch-black waters, creatures have been evolving for millions of years, perfectly engineered to hunt. From apex predators lurking today, to prehistoric titans that ate great whites for breakfast, to nightmare monsters lurking in the pitch-black abyss. Take the goblin shark, an alien creature gliding through the dark, before violently thrusting its entire jaw forward like a biological trap.
Two prehistoric titans that ate great whites for breakfast.
Panel 1. Dermal denticles. Shark skin isn't smooth. It's armored with millions of microscopic, teeth-like scales that disrupt water flow. This unique biological engineering completely suppresses turbulence, allowing them to glide towards prey in near-perfect silence. Panel 2. The sixth sense. Specialized jelly-filled pores on their snout, known as the ampulla of Lorenzini, act as an electrical HUD. This system can detect the bioelectric field of a buried heart beating a mile away, rendering hiding useless in total darkness.
The conveyor belt. A shark's jaw is a relentless mechanical meat grinder. Their teeth aren't static. Rows constantly cycle forward from backward rows. Over a lifetime, some species can generate and lose up to 30,000 lethal serrated blades. The cookie cutter. Though small, this glowing parasite uses bioluminescence to lure unsuspecting prey in the dark, before rapidly latching on with powerful jaws. Using a rotatable motion, it carves out perfect, scoop-like, circular pieces of flesh from giant targets.
The frilled shark, gliding like an ancient sea serpent through abyssal depths. This living fossil is a nightmare form. Its distinct multi-cusped trident teeth are angled backward, ensuring that once it strikes, no prey can ever escape its grip. Panel 6. The Greenland shark, wandering the freezing Arctic abyss at a slow crawl. This toxic blind giant can live for over 400 years. By minimizing energy output, it has become the oldest living vertebrate on Earth, surviving since the Renaissance. The anguille shark, a flat master of ambush, perfectly hidden under the sand, with only its eyes visible. Its lethal attack mechanism is lightning fast, capturing unsuspecting victims in less than a tenth of a second faster than a human blink. The Dossier Archive. Every biological adaptation logged here reveals the perfection of hundreds of millions of years of shark evolution. Our journey into this archive continues to uncover how these ancient apex predators remain the ultimate masters of the world's oceans. Long before modern sharks ruled the oceans, the Cenozoic seas belonged to absolute leviathans. Enter Otodus, Megalodon, an ancient apex predator reaching lengths of up to 60 feet and weighing over 50 tons. To truly comprehend its nightmare scale, line it up next to today's ocean dwellers. First, a 6-foot human looks like a tiny microorganism beside it. Next, a 12-foot hammerhead shark is barely a fraction of its mass. Even the terrifying great white shark, averaging 15 feet, looks like a harmless juvenile. Even the bizarre deep-sea goblin shark, stretching 12 feet, is utterly dwarfed.
Finally, towering over all of them is Megalodon, an absolute ocean fortress. In this museum-grade anatomical cutaway, notice the sheer density of its cartilage, skeleton, and muscle structure. A single tooth from this beast was larger than a human hand, backed by a staggering bite force of 180,000 newtons. Enough to crush a prehistoric whale's ribcage in a single devastating strike.
A single tooth from this beast was larger than a human hand, backed by a staggering bite force of 180,000 newtons. enough to crush a prehistoric whale's ribcage in a single devastating strike.
Hello guys, I'm created this channel Felix, so we're moving to a story, real events that happened a long time, but not that long time, so get started.
July 1916. A blistering heat wave pushed thousands of heat-crazed beachgoers into the Atlantic Ocean along the New Jersey coast. None of them knew the water was turning into a deadly trap. 11-year-old Lester Stillwell was dragged under right in front of his friends. Local businessman Stanley Fisher dived in to recover the boy's body, only to be fatally mauled himself. Scientists at the time claimed sharks couldn't survive in fresh water, but the relentless bull shark proved them horrifically wrong. This triggered the first mass shark panic in modern history, sending armed mobs into the water and inspiring the movie Jaws decades later. The single worst shark catastrophe in recorded history unfolded on July 30th, 1945. The heavy cruiser USS Indianapolis had just delivered top-secret components for the atomic bomb Little Boy to the island of Tinian. On its return journey through the Philippine Sea, 2 Japanese torpedoes struck the vessel. The ship sank in just 12 minutes. Roughly 900 sailors were cast into the dark ocean with no food, no fresh water, and no immediate rescue on the way. The thrashing bodies and scent of blood attracted hundreds of oceanic white-ebb sharks from miles around. What followed was 4 days of sheer, relentless hell. At first, the sharks picked off the dead. Then, they started picking off the living. Out of nearly 900 men who went into the water, only 316 survived to be pulled out 4 days later. It remains the deadliest shark-feeding frenzy in human history.
In 1916, a wave of terror struck the Jersey shore. But in 1945, the horror found a new depth.
450 million years ago, sharks appeared on this planet before the first trees ever grew, witnessing an era when land was completely barren. They endured 5 mass extinctions while the planet shifted.
450 million years ago, a revolution in design began, giving rise to the ocean's greatest predators.
To shape them into the ultimate weapon for any environment. In this chapter, we will trace the path from the earliest cartilaginous fish to the era of giant apex predators, breaking down how evolutionary mutations forged the most perfected marine hunters in Earth's history. We find traces of the first true species in the Devonian period, around 380 million years ago. A prime example is Cladis laica, 2-meter predator with a torpedo-shaped body, smooth fins, and eyes on the sides of its head. It didn't yet have the classic extendable jaws, and its teeth were smooth, not replacing themselves as rapidly as in modern species. However, Cladis laica established the core anatomical blueprint, a streamlined body, a powerful tail fin, and sheer speed, which allowed it to outmaneuver the heavily armored fish of that era. During the Carboniferous and Permian, evolution went wild. Stethocanthus grew a bizarre anvil-shaped dorsal fin covered in sharp spikes, used for threatening predators or courting mates. But the ultimate anatomical madness was Helicoprion. Its lower jaw formed a coiled tooth whorl that acted like a circular saw blade, slicing soft-bodied ammonites and cephalopods in half.
In these ancient waters, no one is safe. The Ginsu shark strikes with lethal force, but this giant reptile will not fall easily. A battle of true titans.
And rivers. Meanwhile, in Cretaceous shallow seas, Cretoxyrhinatha, Ginsu shark, ruled supreme, reaching 7 meters in length with razor-sharp, smooth-toothed jaws. It was fast and aggressive enough to regularly hunt marine reptiles like plesiosaurs and mosasaurs, as proven by bite marks on fossilized bones. Around 23 million years ago, the absolute pinnacle of shark evolution emerged Otadusmi, reaching up to 20 meters in length and weighing nearly 50 tons. Its bite force reached 180,000 newtons, 5 times stronger than T-Rex. Megalodon crushed whale ribs and skulls with a single strike. However, 3.6 million years ago, global cooling forced whales into polar waters. While faster great white ancestors and killer whales emerged, Megalodon simply couldn't get enough calories to sustain its massive body. The ocean is less explored than the moon. We only know 5% of its area. The Mariana Trench reaches nearly 11 kilometers of eternal darkness and crushing pressure. What hides in these depths? This very ignorance fuels the theories. What if Megalodon didn't go extinct, but simply adapted to the abyss as a deep-sea monster? This theory claims to have evidence. The internet is full of footage showing whales with massive bite scars that don't match any known living shark. Supporters also point to strange deep-sea sonar giant, moving targets at depths where nothing that large should exist. Let's analyze these clues from a scientific standpoint. Science is clear. Megalodon went extinct 3.6 million years ago. The main causes were climate cooling, whales migrating to polar waters, and fierce competition from great white ancestors and killer whales. The deep ocean is terrifyingly unknown, but an apex predator that massive simply couldn't survive down there undetected. The deeper we descend into the ocean, the more evolution itself twists. The deep-sea gigantism effect forces ordinary creatures to grow to monstrous proportions. In total darkness under colossal pressure dwelt giant isopods, bus-sized squids, and blind apex predators. If Megalodon had managed to adapt to this abyss, its evolution would have turned it into something entirely unrecognizable and far more terrifying. The abyss is shrouded in unsettling theories, deep-sea mutations, blind giants with glowing bioluminescent jaws, and unidentified low-frequency acoustic signals detected by hydrophones worldwide, like the infamous The Bloop. Science attributes these sounds to icequakes, but in the dark depths where sunlight never reaches, every unidentified sonar pulse sends a chill down your spine. Humanity has mapped only a fraction of the ocean floor. We have conquered space and built digital worlds, yet the abyss directly beneath us remains an unexplored alien realm. Whether Megalodon went extinct 3.6 million years ago, or evolved into something else, the final truth of the deep remains. The ocean is a place where man is not in charge.
The last Megalodon has just been destroyed by me.